need to talk about the Electric Forest. And no, I'm not talking about the lineup, the dust, or the vibes. I'm talking about a level of human depravity that has left me, and I'm sure many others, sick to their stomach. By now, I'm sure many of you have heard about the reports of a newborn baby literally left inside of a porta potty at the festival. Letting that sink in a minute, okay? A porta potty at a music festival. When I first seen the headline, I was like, there's no way. This has got to be misinformation. And I was praying that no one could actually be that monstrous. You know what I'm saying? But as more details have kind of come out and the reality of this is set in, you can't help but be filled with a pure, unadulterated fury, you know? My friend Gigi made a post about this, actually, and completely called out the absolute insanity of this situation. And I wanted to get on here to back her up because 100% she is on point and entirely right. This isn't just a mistake. This isn't festival chaos. This is pure, unmitigated irresponsibility, and there's absolutely no excuse for it. So, let's establish some ground rules about who I am and where I stand, because people love to twist words around on the internet and on all of these social media apps, as we all know. I am fiercely pro-choice across the board. I am a progressive libertarian. I'm an independent thinker. I fundamentally believe in bodily autonomy, individual freedom, and kind of the rule is do as you will. You want to live your life, live it. You want to make your own choices, make them. I will defend your right to govern your own body and your life for all of my life. But listen to me very carefully. Do as thou wilt does not mean that you abandon a helpless newborn human being in a pile of human waste. A literal pit of human waste. There's a massive, wide ocean gulf between making choices for your own life and committing an act of utter depravity that endangers a life. Being pro-choice means believing in the right to choose whether or not to bring a life into this world. It does not mean you get to bring a child into the world and then walk into a festival porta potty and discard them like a piece of trash because it's inconvenient for your weekend party plans. That is not a choice that we respect. That is a crime against humanity, and it is an absolute bottom of the barrel breakdown of basic human empathy. Like Gigi said in her post, and I am standing right there with her, this is pure irresponsibility. We live in a world where people want all freedom, but absolutely none of the accountability. And let's anticipate the excuses right now, okay? Because you know the Internet Defense Brigade is going to try to rationalize this. Oh, maybe she was in shock. Maybe she didn't know that she was pregnant. Festivals are so overwhelming. Stop. Just quit. I don't care if you didn't know you were pregnant until the exact second that that baby arrived. The second that child was in your hands, your baseline human instinct should have kicked in. You're at a massive music festival. There are medical tents every few hundred yards. There are thousands of people there. Literally security guards all around, staff, volunteers, and ground control teams. If you were in a crisis, all you had to do is walk to a medical tent. You could hand the baby to a professional and you say, I can't do this. You don't walk into a dark, filthy plastic box and leave a breathing infant to suffocate or drown in filth and walk back out to the dance floor. That's evil. There is no universe, no altered state of mind, and no level of panic that makes that an acceptable option. It is absolutely pure cowardice. To contrast just how insane this electric forest situation is, I want to share a story that I just heard from a therapist, okay? This is a therapist that used to work at music festivals, and their actual job on the clock was to walk the grounds to watch out for predators and keep an eye on vulnerable people to make sure that everyone stayed safe. They told a story about one specific festival they worked. Someone actually gave birth right there at that event. But instead of hiding it, instead of doing something horrific, they brought the newborn baby straight to the medical tent. They looked at the medics and said flat out, "I don't want it. I can't keep it." And you know what the medics did? They didn't judge. They didn't scream. They took the baby, wrapped it up, kept it warm, and immediately contacted Child Protective Services and EMS. And they got that child to safety under the safe surrender laws for newborn relinquishment. And that is how it is done. Even in the absolute chaos of a festival, even if you are terrified, even if you know you cannot or will not be able to parent, there are safe, legal, and humane channels to take to protect the child. Safe surrender exists precisely so that desperate people don't have to make monstrous decisions. The medical tent is actually a sanctuary. Their entire purpose of being there is to save lives, not to condemn people. So when you compare these two scenarios, you realize exactly why the electric forest situation is really unforgivable. One person chose safety and relinquishment, ensuring a baby had a chance at life. The other person chose a porta potty. We have got to stop making excuses for inexcusable actions. We have got to stop coddling people who demonstrate a complete and total lack of basic human decency. So yeah, I'm backing Gigi up on this 100%. If you are going to go out in the world, if you're going to party, if you're going to live by your own rules, then you better have the spine to handle reality when it hits you. Do your thing. Live your life. Make your choice. But the second that your decisions cross the line into the endangerment and abandonment of a helpless infant, you've lost the plot. That is depravity, pure and simple. And I hope that whoever did this is found and faces the highest consequences under the law. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please keep it civil, because I will delete anything I find uncivil. But yeah, let's be real about where we draw the line. Stay safe out there, everybody.